Hey guys, I want to take just a second to go over how I made a Sear lock for a Jukar Kentucky pistol. Now, I think this would be widely applicable to CVAs of the 70s and 80s and modern traditions, rifles and pistols. This was with a cap lock, but I imagine the Sear Spring is identical in the flintlocks as well. Let me kind of get back to the beginning of my pictures here that I want to show you. So this Sear Spring is kind of a U-shaped and it has an eye on one end. And I don't remember who told me or suggested for me to do this, but they suggested I take a binder clip like you find in your office and use that little eye right there as your as the eye right here in your rear Sear Spring. So that was a really good suggestion. So the next thing I did was I took that and I heated it up right there in the middle. I didn't heat up the two ends at all. I heated them up as little as possible, but I heated up the middle that had the two main folds in it, and I hammered those flat so that I had a nice flat reference area to work with. You can see here that I scribed the largest width that I needed. So the largest width includes this little piece right here that actually indexes into the lock plate itself. And that's something that you're going to need to retain in order for that Sear Spring to really do a good job. So this diameter right here is the same diameter as that. So I just did the widest diameter first. Next thing I did was I just used a pair of aircraft snips to snip out that kind of overall size that I need. Obviously, I'm retaining that eye there on the top. Those binder clips come in at least 3 different sizes. And what I did was I took the screw that holds on that Sear Spring and I tested it in those 3 sizes, and found to me the middle one to be the best fit. The screw is actually really loose in the original that was there. So the new one is actually tighter, which I think is probably going to be a little better in the long run, but we'll find out. So as you can see there, I cut it out to the main size. The Sear Spring is, I didn't say this, but the Sear Spring is between a couple pieces of tape because it's broken. Excuse me. Oh yes, you can see right here. So it's broken right there in the middle. So in order to get a good idea of what size of material I needed, I kind of needed to put Humpty Dumpty back together again so that I could understand that. You can see here, I've already filed down the right-hand side of the new one, right here and right here, so that I've left this bump out that you can see is on the original as well. I didn't worry. This does taper down here. On the original, I didn't really worry about that. I had plenty of room, and I didn't think there's anything wrong with leaving a little extra meat on the spring. So I left that in. Here you can see the original on the top, and the new one after it was bent. Whenever you heat it up nice and, not cherry red by any means, but nice and hot, and you hammer it straight, it's going to be pretty soft. It's going to be easily cut with a pair of aircraft snips, and you're going to be able to bend that U in it that you can see here. You can be able to bend that U pretty easily. So just estimate that where that needs to be. So you can see here, this is actually the new Sear Spring installed and functioning. This is in a CVA, or excuse me, this is not a CVA lock. This is a Jukar lock. And the way that I tempered this spring was I put it in a shallow dish with motor oil and set the motor oil on fire. It is my understanding that motor oil, whenever it burns, is around the neighborhood of 700 degrees, which is what you need for to temper that spring material back. So I'm going to leave this in some posts on maybe the long rifle forum and the muzzleloading forum. And if it's 2 or 3 years down the road, whenever you see this, whenever you need it, just put a comment down there that says, "Hey, how's it holding up?" And I'll be able to tell you one way or the other if it's still going strong or if it's bit the dust. I do have a factory one coming in the mail, but I figured this was the real muzzle loading way, is to make your own anytime that you can. So just thought you'd enjoy that, and have a good one.